Hey everybody, welcome to our episode 1 of Business Forward, Tomorrow's Tech for Today's Businesses. I'm Roman Troyano with Krome IT and Block Labs.
And I'm Beau McDougall, broker of NextHome People First. We're excited to bring you in to talk about everything tech and how it's going to affect the future of business. Today, we're here to talk about basically what we want to do on this podcast, who we are, why we think we're good at this, and basically an ask from you, which is help us make this series better. If you have a question about business or tech or Web3 or AI, anything like that, let us know so we'll cover it here. I got the all-in knowledge broker of tech, so it's going to be a fun series. We hope to have a lot of good educational stuff, and let's get it kicked off.
Absolutely. So today, let's talk about what's all on the news today.
Are we talking about the MGM cyber attack?
Absolutely.
So I'll play the uneducated tech guy, which you'll play throughout this entire series. What happened? Why? How?
Why? MGM, big money, big pocketbook, big bank account.
So they were looking for a ransom of some sort then?
Absolutely. And all it took was a 10-minute conversation. Somebody did a little research on LinkedIn, found out a name of a technician there. That technician had his business email on his LinkedIn. 10-minute phone call to help desk, pretended to be that guy, and we're like swimwear.
So it wasn't even like a phishing email.
Nope.
They acted as him.
Yep. Ultimate social engineering.
Wow. So I don't think anyone in the world, since probably the 90s is unaware that these hacks happen, right? I mean, it's not a new thing. But obviously we're talking about the future of business. Mm-hmm. Is this something that we need to be prepared of? Are we going to get better at catching these people? Or are we going to get, are the hackers going to become more sophisticated with the AI?
Well, that's the thing, Beau. Hacking nowadays, long gone are the days of when you have a hacker in a room surrounded by a bunch of green computer screens with...
They were green?
Green, we'll call it Matrix.
Oh,
right?
okay,
the Matrix
like
letters.
Exactly. Gotcha.
Those days are long gone. I've been saying this for the last decade. It is all about education. It is all about the easiest way to get into an environment. Most people know about phishing. You get an email sent from your CEO. It says, hey, Jane Doe, do XYZ for me, click this link. But as we've seen in the MGM hack, very simple. All they did was hopped on LinkedIn, got somebody's name, made a phone call, pretended to be them. And where businesses can begin to protect themselves is business owners need to get educated on just how easy it is to infiltrate a system.
So this is opens up a whole other can of worms. Obviously, they got the email and they called to be the person, but with all this new AI stuff, I mean, you can deep fake, right? Like that's a real thing. You find a YouTube video of them doing one of these right now.
Mm-hmm,
they can capture our voices and use it. They can use our facial recognition. I mean, this is all stuff that's going to be super hard to track on the security end, right?
Yes, without a doubt, which is, again, why business leaders, CEOs, managing partners, they need to educate themselves and put a little bit of time and effort into their technical team. What I mean by that is we have some clients that are not big clients by any stretch of the imagination, but they are doing some very forward-thinking things, so much to where there are code words, to where if you are C-suite and you do not say this specific code word when you call into a specific location.
Tech person, or it doesn't happen.
Yep, the employees who are answering the phone call, red flag.
So it's almost like back in the day when you teach your kids that if, you send someone to pick them up, they have to give a code word to get in the car with them.
Yep.
Something as simple as that concept, which isn't AI, isn't Web3. It's just when I call you, if I don't say dog, it's not me.
Yep.
And you change it every week type of thing.
Absolutely. And again, that's just time and effort with your teams, right? The technology and making sure your ones and zeros are secure, that really is the easy stuff nowadays. It's really the small potatoes, if you will, is these easy infiltrations like via social.
But what's so fascinating to me is the fact that we're talking about Web3, AI, deepfake, all this stuff. But there are simple fixes that if you have a good professional, they're not going to try to wow you with big, sophisticated systems that a simple fix might do better than those because they can't be defeated, generally speaking, right? Like you can't get into someone's head and figure out what their password is up there.
Right.
Now, if you write it down, someone can hack it, but it's always amazing me when it comes to IT is people try to make things sophisticated and hard, and they are. Mm-hmm. But there's sometimes really these solutions that if you work with someone like you that, hey, this is the easiest solution, it's going to work just as good as something I can build out for $100,000. We should try that one first.
Absolutely. Cybersecurity, even personal cybersecurity, really should be 1 + 1 =.
Yeah.
Doing simple things, like you said. Do not write your password down. Do not have it as a sticky note, on your desk. Do not use the same password for everything across the board. Really, you should be working.
No, I have two.
Really, companies really should be enabling their employees to be utilizing something that's called a password. And what I like to say is, so you have two passwords, you should really only have one password that you remember to your password manager, and then the best password or passphrase is a password or passphrase that you don't know. Let the password
Okay, I get that. So, and I've heard about these. I have some password managers, but with all this AI Web3 stuff, aren't those easily hacked too? Like, explain to me, like, you say I have one central password that I have to remember for then all these passwords that I have no idea what they are. How can we ensure that that doesn't lead to this tech guy that at MGM got hacked and then they hack his password manager, and then not only can they do what they ever did to MGM, but really screw him up for a long time?
Right. So it's all about least privilege model, right? If you want to educate your employees on what they need to protect and they have a password manager, educate them on how they can protect that password manager with the utmost protection. You do not want them to be in a position to...
So it's like two-factor.
Absolutely. Okay. You do not, if you're doing security awareness and you got a password manager for your teams, one of the first things in bold should be never give this password out, no matter what. Even if Dashlane or LastPass happen to call you and they say, oh, we
need it, it's breaking.
False.
So after all that, what you're telling me is that if a company like MGM can get hacked, which is a $1 billion company, can afford to pay for the best of the best in tech support and experts, it could happen to anyone. We're not 100% safe when it comes to tech, no matter how much time and effort we put into it.
No, and some of your best tech professionals out there for the past 10 years have been saying this. It's really not a matter of if, it's 100% a matter of when. And so again, like you said, with MGM being able to purchase your top-of-the-line firewalls, your top-of-the-line pieces of hardware, employ some of the best tracking software, again, it was a phone call that got them hacked, and it all boils down to security awareness and your gatekeepers and whoever deals with important information.
And I think it's also important to have multiple layers. You want someone to know you got hacked sooner than later if it happened.
Absolutely. Every company should have, call it beacons, if you will. If something goes awry or something happens to go left on your network, you should have a segmented network for each and every facet of your business. You should have a network specifically for your servers, and maybe even a specific network for your customer-facing servers. And if something...
So basically, you're putting everything on islands. If this one island gets attacked, at least you got 3 or 4 over here that are still safe, and you now know that you need to build up your defenses for these islands because someone's coming for you.
Without a doubt.
Gotcha. Well, I think this, for our first series, just talking about the craziness that just happened here in Las Vegas with the MGM. Who else just got hacked or...
Oh, yeah. So just last night, Harrah's, people were showing videos of all of the casino games being shut down. Not to say that they were hacked, but...
But it's a coincidence?
Maybe.
There wasn't any power outages.
There's no power outage.
That just affect slot machines that I know of.
Yep, absolutely. And I was just talking to Kim Wagner on Channel 3 about this. Whenever I see a big, hack like this, I always go to the dark side and think if it's a precursor or some testing for something else coming on. Everybody knows that we got Formula One and the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Exactly.
We're definitely a high-profile town with some, I'm sure, some security flaws that people can can take advantage of with our population. So we're so excited to start this series. Series 2, what we're going to hit on that one?
Let's talk AI.
Talk AI. I'm still trying to figure out AI, but ChatGPT and I, we're best friends, so I think I'm learning and going, and I'm really excited about AI in the future of business. What about you?
Yeah, 100%. Looking forward to talking AI with you, educating you guys how to start solving problems and working a little bit more efficiently, and really just...
And I always say I don't think AI is going to replace most people. It will replace some. It's inevitable. It's just evolution. But I think if you accept it and use it, your business is going to just go through the roof.
Oh, without a doubt.
So, thank you so much for attending this first series or watching our first series. I'm Beau McDougall, broker owner of NextHome People First.
Troyano from Krome IT and Block Labs.
You guys have a great day.
Have a good one.